Namaste student and welcome back to our class 11th history. Today we have to discuss about chapter number 1, brick, beads and bones. In a previous topic of this same chapter we already discussed about the introduction part of Harappan civilization, because under this brick, beads and bone we have to discuss about the Harappan civilization, and in the previous session we already discussed about the features of Harappan civilization. Today we have to discuss about another important site under Harappan civilization, and that is Mohenjo-daro. Mohenjo-daro excavation work done by R.D. Banerjee in 1925. Mohenjo-daro is situated or find out nearby the Harappa site. It is also been considered very important, large and well developed site of Harappa civilization. In this Mohenjo-daro we can find out so many important features of Harappa civilization, because this particular Mohenjo-daro was considered very important center of trade and commerce. So let's see about the features of Mohenjo-daro. A planned urban center. Under the Mohenjo-daro we can find out a very systematically arranged planned city was excavated by the archaeologist, and this city or a planned urban city provides a bestest proof of the knowledge and the strength of Harappan peoples, because each and everything which was excavated during this Mohenjo-daro was found in a very systematic way. Like when we find out the pattern of city or urban areas, settlements, roads, drainage system, all are well maintained by the Harappan peoples, and because of that reason this Mohenjo-daro was considered the biggest urban center of Harappan civilization, or we can say under the Harappan civilization. This particular Mohenjo-daro having some unique features. First, it has two major sections. Mohenjo-daro has two major sections. First part of Mohenjo-daro is commonly known as Citadel. And the second one is known as Lower Town. For the study purpose, or we can say for the knowing all these important site in a very deeply, the archaeologists divide this spatial site Mohenjo-daro into two parts. First Citadel and the second one is Lower Town. Let's see about the Citadel. Citadel is little bit uplifted area which is related to the Lower Town, and it has a strength or it has a height or built in a very heighted area, and this particular citadel is fortified by the walls. And somehow by that particular architectural form, archaeologists think that this particular area, Citadel, is being was used by the higher sections of society which were found under Harappan civilization, because this is totally maintained in a separately part of the main areas, or we can say from the Lower Town. In the Citadel, basically the higher section of a society, or we can say the administrator of a Harappan civilization was lived, and this Citadel is used for the public purposes. Means to say, in this Citadel each and every type of ritual were introduced or practiced by the people. Because of some important architectural structure which were found under this Citadel, it can be said that this particular area is being used for the to follow the important religious practices, or we can say for the rituals. Like in this particular Citadel, one of the most important architectural structure was found, which was considered the bestest architectural form of Harappan civilization, or we can say entire Harappan civilization, and that is Great Bath. Great Bath was found under Citadel. This Great Bath having a very unique features. It was maintained in a very well systematic arrangement. In a lobby areas there were 8 surrounded rooms, one huge pound is there, and this particular rooms are connected with this huge pound, and a systematic drainage system was also found under this great one. And because of this reason, the archaeologists thought that this particular place is used for the ritual, or in this particular place we can say people were practicing a combinedly ritual, or in a very massive way. Second important structure which we were found under this citadel was warehouse. Warehouse has been used by the people of a Harappan civilization for gathering the crops which were grown under the Harappan civilization, which the huge amount of crop was kept under this warehouses. So these two important architectural structures, great bath and warehouse, are considered very important for we can say to know about the architectural pattern of Harappan civilization. Second part is lower town. It was much larger because this particular lower town is being considered as a residential area of a Harappan people, or in other words we can say residential area of common Harappan people. In this, so many buildings were built on a platform, like joint family system was found under the Harappan civilization. So according to that, the buildings are considered very huge. So many rooms were there, but among these rooms, one single kitchen was there, and one single warehouses were also maintained in this lower town based residential areas. And in this lower town we also find out a well developed pattern of roads. Roads are maintained by the concrete, cement. In that particular time, the people were also using these type of important component to make their houses strong, to make their surrounding area strong. So grid pattern was used for making road in a Harappan civilization. That proves we are mainly received through the lower town. Another important feature we can find out in our Mohenjo-daro was planned drainage system. Was found in Mohenjo-daro. Each and every houses were connected by well-maintained drainages, and a huge drainage was passed out in between the road, and each small drainage were connected with them, and the entire garbage and the dirty water was dumped outside the areas by this planned drainage system. Also we can find out a well-developed domestic architecture under Mohenjo-daro. When the archaeologists study about the houses or the settlement area of particular group of people, they were found out a well-developed rooms were maintained or constructed in a huge areas, and the open courtyard was there. Along with that rooms, kitchen was there, separated toilet and bathrooms were there, and a single door was maintained for entrance and exit for the particular houses. This maybe the archaeologists thought that this is maintained for the privacy, and no single windows were open toward the road sides. All the windows are in the courtyard sides. So that has also been considered very well developed architecture, and by that all these important features we can say the Mohenjo-daro site was considered very important for the under the Harappan civilization. So student, in this particular module we have to discuss about Mohenjo-daro, one of the important site of Harappan civilization, excavated by R.D. Banerjee in 1925. This Mohenjo-daro having a very unique features like planned urban center. It was two sections were found under this Mohenjo-daro. First is Citadel, second is lower town. Well maintained drainage system we can found under the Mohenjo-daro, and well maintained or well developed domestic architecture. So these are the features of Mohenjo-daro. Mainly this type of topic come in your board exam under the 8-mark question. So student, you have to listen each and every point carefully, and you have to write it down all points in a brief way. Okay, that's all for student. Next we have to discuss in our next session. Thank you.